Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop. And JoJo, what's going on? Long time no see.
Oh yeah. Enjoying this frigid Monday.
Man, last week I would have swore summer's coming. It's getting closer. It's getting closer, and then Mother Nature's like, no.
They ain't ready. What do they call that? A false spring or something?
Well, here in Kentucky, I think there's like 12 or 13 different seasons. You have, like your real fall, your true fall, your false fall, early spring. Oops, I got you, spring. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely chilly this weekend.
Yes, it was. But we were busy. It stayed. We were moving a lot, so it really wasn't bad. When I stopped, that's when I started getting cold.
Oh yeah, that wind picked up. That jacket had to go back on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, I tell you what, I am exhausted.
My arms are still shaking.
What did you have flashbacks of the Karate Kid? Wax on, wax off,
Oh
wax on, wax off.
yeah.
Did
Should
you?
have that mastered by now. Oh
So anyway, we'll just catch you guys up to speed. We're sitting here joking about it. A lot of work going into the park. We had some divers who actually got to see firsthand of all the renovations and stuff that we have been working on. Of course, the biggest one is the new dock and all of that. Everybody has loved it so far, and we're in the middle of the changing rooms, so I think we're actually head on schedule of that one. So really excited about that. JoJo been working on Penny, so we're getting her another step closer to being back in the water. Lots of good stuff going on.
yeah, and I can't wait to show those before and after pictures of the work y'all are doing on the bathroom.
I tell you, me and Mike were talking about it the other day, and we figured it would take us a couple of weekends on the guy side, and you know, Mike busted it out this weekend. We took everything out Saturday morning, made sure everything. I got the before pictures before we got started Saturday morning, and then by the time we left last night, it's like, wow, we did all of this in a day and a half.
Yeah. Of course, you all got the ladies' bathroom pretty much there, and then Krista and Chloe went in there and just hammered out the paint. And it
Oh
was
yeah.
awesome.
Well, and I don't know. Did you see the which Krista started painting a die flag in the women's
Yep,
side, and
she started.
so she's doing kind of like a mural on the wall in there, and it looks really really good. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's finished. So
Yeah.
lots of pictures to come. Let's see. It looks like Chad's in the house tonight. Good evening, Chad. Of course, Dad's in here watching. Always good to see pops popping in, seeing what we're up to. Because, well, let's just face it. A lot of the stuff I don't talk to him every day. I try to keep him up to speed. He knows about all the renovations and stuff, but he's going to be really really proud and happy to see all the hard work that has been going on. It
Yeah.
looks like we've got, huh?
Yeah.
Oh
Especially the
yeah.
bathrooms. That was a long time coming for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Of course, Mike's in here. He's our number one maintenance guy there. He's tackling all the hard problems for us.
Glad we got him because, geez, he's figuring out and making some good solutions for this
Oh
place.
yeah, most definitely, most definitely. And of course, I want to give the guys from Lyon County a shout out. They come up Saturday and help kind of get things picked up and straightened up. Some of the old stuff taken up to the dumpster. A lot of the junk, old stuff that just laying around here there. Uh, Moved out, broken boards and busted barrels and stuff like that. So Really appreciate all of that help. Uh, so yeah, it's rolling. The official countdown, JoJo. How many days?
Oh, geez, was it 24 now?
I don't know. What's our trivia question for
It
tonight?
seemed
Have
like
you?
I looked at it, it was like 24 or 25.
Let's see here. Have you got us a trivia question for tonight, or do we need to hunt one real quick?
Probably need to hunt one. I'm running out of them.
Well, I
Like
know
I did.
somebody said last week, we should. How many dives do I have? And I'm like, not near as many as my father, but I'm working on it slowly. 25 days. So 25 days, 12 hours, 51 minutes, and 10 seconds, just to be exact. Let's see. So, we were talking about this a while ago. You posted this. I think it was after we were on last week, and I thought this was just a cool story. One of those things you would never think about it, but my favorite time of year, one of my favorite times of year, Girl Scout cookie time.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. I have loved the Samoas and the Trefolds and all that for years. And of course, if you guys haven't had a chance to look at the article, actually it's a video. But when you posted this, I was like, this is just like the coolest thing. So, JoJo, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so a little background. We're a big scout family here. My wife's a Girl Scout leader. My daughters are in it. My son's a Cub Scouts. So we're so when this came along, it kind of hit home. So some Girl Scouts down in Texas got the idea to sell cookies while scuba diving. So
I mean, that is
I
just
mean,
like, you know, awesome. I would go buy Girl Scout cookies, throw my gear on, go to
yeah.
the bottom of the pool, shoot, yeah.
So the way I had it set up was okay. So you can go in, you can put your order in, pay for your cookies to a Girl Scout that's above the water, and they'll write it down like on a waterproof pad or whatnot. They'll take it down to the Girl Scout. One of the certified Girl Scout divers would then take it down to the certified divers on the bottom of the pool to fill that order, and they have all the boxes sealed up in nice little waterproof containers. And they go down, get them, bring them back up to the customer. So yeah, and if you're a certified diver, you could go down and get your own cookies.
I mean, of course, I was telling Joe, I thought it was an article until I opened it, and it's a video. Of course, I can't pull it and show it here. You got to love the copyright stuff. But really cool article, really cool video. And they do more than just this certain troop. Let me look and see. You said
So
they
I
were in
believe they're a
Texas.
dedicated Girl Scout dive troop. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what they focus on.
yeah. So it's Troop 40348, and they're in Texas. Uh, uh, at Dive World Austin in Texas. But just from watching the video and stuff, it's got shots of them doing coral reef conservation, and I mean, so they're really big into into diving and reef conservation. So that is like super awesome to see.
Yeah, I know. Like Penny Camp has a big thing every year where the Boy Scouts go down there and go canoeing and stuff, and they have a diving program as well. So
Well, I mean, it's just awesome, especially these kids getting involved like this at that young age. It helps preserve the marine environment because these girls are learning this as they're growing up, and so they're more aware of their surroundings when they're diving. And by far, I would say they would make pretty good dive professionals when they grow up.
yeah, they're not already looking at doing it, they're probably thinking about it if
Oh
they,
yeah.
been informed about it.
But yeah,
So
so it is a link that is posted on the divers group. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel and you're not a member of our divers group, go ahead and send a request, and we can get you in and let you watch it. Of course, we had to go private with the group so we would quit getting fake news and couch covers and all the stuff that wasn't relevant to scuba.
yeah.
And
you know, it was like we get one once every month or so, no biggie. But then it was like 4 or 5 every freaking 30
hey,
minutes. No,
yeah, it was
gotta
getting
stop this.
ridiculous. So, but luckily, since we took the group private, and I haven't seen anything come across.
I haven't either.
Makes our job so much easier. Looks like Mr. Tony Longton is joining us. What's your last name again, Tony? That's my running joke with him every time he comes in. What's the last name? He says JoJo was working hard this weekend. Yeah, JoJo was working
Everybody
hard.
was. Everybody was.
All right. So let's see here. Let's see. Let's see what kind of fun scuba facts we can see tonight. Everybody knows why it's called scuba, so got to find something good and hard. Oh, here's you a good one. All right, so this is gonna. Let me see if I can type this out real quick. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Y'all just bear with me for just a second. Let's see.
In a second.
Oh, I know. What?
Things are tweeting. Didn't know we were Twitter.
I'm not tweeting. What do fish do? We're blurping. Blubbing. There we go. Blub, blub, blub. I'm blubbing. Uh, this is going to be for some of those dive professionals who are in training. Uh, a little bit of physics questions. All right, let's see. It should be pretty easy, but it's going to appear right, right here above mine and JoJo's head. There we go. What causes objects to appear closer and larger underwater? So, what is it that causes objects to appear closer and larger underwater? And I guess I could have asked how much closer and how much larger, but we'll leave it at that. We'll see. We'll see how many people can get this one right. It's it's real easy, especially if you're a dive professional. You should know this. If you're working on your dive master, you should be aware of it. If you've had the Science of Diving course, it's in there. Of course, it's in basic open water too. So that's what we're going to call it tonight. What causes objects to appear closer and larger underwater? So we'll take a look back at this here in just a few minutes. I'll give you guys time to post your answers up in the comments, and let's see who can get it right. So, what causes objects to appear closer and larger underwater? All right. So, any other new exciting scuba news? Any new equipment, anything anybody has, or anything like that? JoJo?
I don't have any, but I'll be glad to take some.
Hey, Santa was good to you this year.
Yes.
Dry suit, heated vest. I mean, you're yeah, you're all set up. Uh,
Now I just need a bunch of weights, bailout bottle,
Make sure you put that on your Christmas list for Santa next year.
analyzer. We don't run off the chops. Analyzer.
Chad says I'm waiting to have scuba gear news. Well, I
Scuba
mean,
gear too. That's what
huh? Do what?
the scuba gear news.
Well, I know what he's talking about. We're still waiting on his dry suit and his side mount regulators. Everything else is there except for his dry suit and his side mount regulators. That's what we're waiting on there. So, yeah. You know how the waiting on the regulator parts go.
6 months for a new wetsuit. 6 months for first stages. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that, well, like the side mount, especially with Hollis, it is, yeah, you can't get regulators. I mean, they are back ordered. And, everybody else, most other manufacturers, are getting regulators. I don't know why Hollis isn't. I have no clue.
Maybe they got something they got patented in their stuff.
I don't know. Looks like Chad has a sad face, or at least he typed sad face. Uh, here, here you go, Chad. I'll help you out. Oh, but so yeah, I mean, we are 27 days. I'm sorry, 25 days. Is that right? Yeah,
25 days. Yes, sir.
25 days away. So now would be a great time if you have not had a chance to get into your local dive shop to get your gear serviced, get it ready. The water's going to start warming up. So, uh, you want to make sure you got your gear ready. JoJo, you got your gear ready?
Well, maybe.
Maybe. What? Hey, don't feel bad. I've been busy with the renovations at the park. That I need to
That's
go
what I've
through
been
mine.
doing. I need to. I do need to put an order in to get parts for some of mine. So it might take another 6 months to get them.
Well, it's like we were talking the other night. It's not going to take you 6 months because I know where there's parts.
You have parts
It's just, huh?
for my side mount equipment, not for my
Oh yeah, yeah,
lanyard. I'll have
yeah,
to make
yeah.
an out order there.
Well, the side mount's the most important, though, right? All right. So I haven't seen any answers pop up to tonight's question. Now, JoJo, that just makes me wonder: is uh, is it that hard?
No, it ain't that hard.
Okay.
I don't know what. I've been looking at the seeing if there's any news updates. I don't see any.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead and throw it back up there, and we'll throw it right there so folks can at least see it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if you haven't had your gear serviced, now's a great time to go ahead and get it in before the water gets starts getting warm, and now you're having to wait on gear because everybody wants to wait until the season gets started to get their gear in, and then most service departments start backing up, and the longer you wait, the longer it takes to get back. So go ahead, get it in, get it early, and you'll be able to jump right in the water. Uh,
Well,
huh?
keep talking about the water warming up, and I remember somebody broke the news on a secret project that Brian was doing this weekend. Been working on the last year.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's ready. Well, it's about ready, I should say. The tests have been successful. I'll get into that here in just a second. But Tom says, I'm sorry. Let me back up here. Emily answers camera. Tom says it has to do with light. Yes, it does have to do with light.
And the
So
medians it's going through.
yes.
Keyword medians.
Uh, now, okay, I've got to stop it right here because did you see what Mike just said?
Well, I just said I wasn't making a comment, so
Yeah, it just happened to like my goggles make things look bigger.
take
Just
his card away. He's no
oh
longer a
man,
diver.
goggles. That's kind of like flippers. Come on, man.
He's got to redo the course now. He's done.
Now we're gonna have to go back over diving terminology. Goodness gracious. This is where I wished I had one of those wah 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 buttons. Play the sound file. Uh, let's see. Dad guessed refraction. Of course, the man's been diving for 50 plus years. I mean, you know. So, yeah. What causes objects to appear closer and larger underwater? My goggles. Really? I bet Mike's shaking his head right now. He's like, I can't believe I typed that. uh, and of course, crickets. Oh goodness. Oh man, it's always a great time getting together. The so let's back to this silent project. Okay, my mask is magnified. There we go. So back to this project. This is a project that started right about a year ago, a little under a year, with our quest to figure out a way to constantly update the temperatures of the water. So, because our one of our biggest questions that we are asked all the time, what's the water temps? What's the water temps? We get it by phone, by email, by messenger, all of that. So we set out on a way to be able to get this information on a steady time frame. Trying to think of a good way to put it. Anyway, and have that information available on the website so that it direct links and we're not having to log in and update and all of that. And so with this project has been developed and we successfully tested this weekend. I know for 2 hours on Saturday, and I think he tested it again on Sunday. Um, but it's got a heck of a thermocline at 10 and 20 foot. Did you know that? Did you see
Yeah, I
those?
know, right?
Did you see those? I mean, it showed, like 50 something degrees at the surface, and then it was like 0, 0, 47. So, it was a heck of a thermocline.
I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to go from the surface down that deep. 'Cause it's a brick of ice now.
The what now?
It would be a brick of ice at that point, so it'd be hard to get from one side to the other.
Well, we took the jackhammer down there, and we jackhammered through 20 feet of ice to get to the warmer water. But no, seriously. So it's a pretty cool system. Once, hopefully, we'll be launching it this coming weekend. There was a couple of things that we had to order to be able to get it to transmit and do what it's supposed to do. But hopefully by this time next week, we'll have at least the start of the temperatures being monitored, and I think we're going to do it every hour. So, every hour on the website, we'll have temperature updates. So it's going to be pretty cool. You can hop right on the website and you'll be able to see, what the water temperatures are running right then and there. Plus, with this system, we'll be able to go back and like evaluate the last year, 2 years, however much data we've got. We'll be able to go back and see how the water temperatures are trending, which will also help, in the future be able to get a more accurate read how the water's going right now, how it's done in the past, what it may do in the future. So we're going to become water forecasters.
Next thing
So,
you'll be putting cameras down there with yardsticks to get the visibility.
yeah. Well, the way the visibility usually goes, it's going to take a few yardsticks. What? 5 or 6 of them, 8 or 9 of them, something like that.
I'm
So,
pretty sure Mike can come up with something to make a giant yardstick.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, Mike. Mike says ice diving now. Of course, one of Dad's favorite things to do is play golf under ice. So, if you've never attempted this, if you've never ice dove, of course, get the certification, the ice diver certification, so you can do it as safely as possible. But once you do, when you cut your hole and you go down, take a ping pong ball and a golf club, and you can actually invert and hit that ping pong ball across the bottom of the ice. Sit there and play golf. I mean, something fun to do. I think I have a dog losing his mind behind me. Oh, but anyway, get him a dive bell and take him underwater.
I like that.
Oh, he'd freak out.
Chase a catfish.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, so this new system, again, hopefully will be live next weekend if we get all the required items in that we have to be able to link it up to the website. So that's what we're hoping for. So it's not a secret project anymore. It's already out. But all right, let's see. Emily says her camera. Tom hasn't answered back. And of course, Mike did change his goggles to his mask. So I'll throw it back up there. What causes objects to appear closer and larger underwater? So that's tonight's question. Maybe we'll get some more answers. I can't believe we're not getting more answers.
It's time change. Daylight savings.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Everybody's still asleep. Wake up.
yeah, no joke. I'm an hour behind. Phew, I felt it this morning. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
That's. I think it caught a lot of people off guard because I noticed on Facebook that there was a lot of people like, I forgot to set my clocks up, and it's like, okay, thank goodness my cell phone updated automatically.
Well, I know Sunday we didn't get up early, and with it we pretty much a little,
Yeah.
a little lagging there.
Yeah, I was like, where's everybody at? Is everybody still asleep? Man, y'all must be worn out. Then of course I went
Like
down the hill.
Saturday started with honk honk honk, and Sunday was quiet.
That it was. That it was. I'm trying to think. Scuba news is hard to come by, and there was another thing that I had seen back. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was gonna talk about it, and it wasn't until the Girl Scout cookie thing that I'm like, oh wait, there's something else, but I can't remember where I seen it. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, in other news, as far as the park is concerned, I don't know if you guys seen that that I did narrate a how-to video on the our waiver system. So this is designed for those who are first-time visitors to the park. Kind of gives them just a quick rundown how to fill out the waiver form. We're going to have more come out later on, different aspects of the website, how to buy your tickets, how to find things on the website, and all of that. But haven't haven't gotten that far yet, and but I will. Too much stuff going on. Think I'll let JoJo narrate the next one.
I'm just trying to find. I'm under underwater times, but I'm not really finding anything recent.
Underwater times. Okay. Let's see here. Well, and I'm sitting here too, and I just come across this. This would be a good question. As far, you know what? I'm gonna hold this one for next week. I'm not gonna say this. I'm gonna hold this. This is another light question that I think would be good as far as a trivia question. So I'm gonna hold on to it. Let's see. Of course, the Guinness Book of World Record indicates the deepest scuba dive on scuba is 1,090 feet. The world's deepest dive on scuba, 1,090 feet. That's a long way down.
Yeah, you're talking about a crap ton.
Oh yeah,
Your sack rate would be crazy.
well, I'm just wondering, what kind of mix that this guy was using. It doesn't tell me, who it is. It's got a picture. But
1% oxygen is toxic.
yeah, no joke. I mean, it's got to be like some kind of crazy trimix. For 1,090 feet. I mean, that's a few atmospheres down. Let's see if I can find out something here. Calculator. All right, let's just 1090 divided by 33. That's 33 atmospheres down. 33 atmospheres. What is here's another good question. I'll throw this one out there. Since we're kind of on the whole physics thing of diving tonight, how much pressure is exerted at 33 atmospheres down?
Wow.
So, if you know anything about how regulators work, you know that it takes the high pressure, reduces it to an intermediate pressure. Typically, that intermediate pressure is anywhere between 130 and 150, 130 psi to 150 psi. So, I'm just going to do a
Would your
quick.
first would it even work? I mean, you'd have to have a specially designed regulator for that.
Uh, oh yeah. I mean, I just done just a quick calculation, and I may be off. If anybody wants to check me on this, but we know it's 14.7 psi per atmosphere, right?
Yes.
Okay, so take 14.7 times that by 33, because that's 33 atmospheres down. I'm getting 485.1 psi. I mean, that's some crazy intermediate pressure. Now, I don't see in this article or in this little thing here if it was done on a rebreather or how it was done. So that may be something interesting to look at. um, because it's still a closed circuit and open circuit is still considered scuba. It's still breathing compressed gas. So I'm just curious if any of our technical guys are watching tonight. If you want to elaborate on this, please feel free. I am not a technical diver, so I'm not even going to pretend to, you know, I can do the calculations as far as the pressure, but yeah, as far as gas mixes and stuff, I know O2 is, toxic at what, 200 and something feet, JoJo?
I mean,
21%?
100% O2 is toxic just after 20 feet.
Yeah,
So,
just at, yeah, 100%, but 21%. What we're breathing right now, what goes into your regular air scuba tank becomes toxic at 200 and something feet. Let's see here. All right, let me go back to the comments here real quick. Looks like Mr. Jeff Hoyer's in the house tonight. Good evening. Chris Magstats here. Good evening to you. Jay Hagman. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to go back. Let's see. Chris says the angle of the water. Mike says, on a serious note, I will go with refraction. Jay says refraction index of the water. The light rays bend away from. Okay. So I mean, everybody's saying refraction. So, I guess we'll go ahead and say that's right. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's refraction. Um, that's what causes things to appear closer and larger. And I've always wondered if you've ever looked on your side mirrors of your vehicle and it says objects are closer than they appear. Wonder how come they don't put that on my ass. I can see that now. They got tempered right there above your nose. It says tempered glass. Most of them do.
well, hopefully in this field we don't need a stupid sticker for everything.
Well, this is true. I mean, you know, that's something taught in basic open water refraction. But yeah, so it is. It's cool. I mean, the way the physics work in scuba. If you haven't taken a science of diving or the dive theory, dive physics and stuff, it's really interesting because you really get into the nuts and bolts of how scuba works, how the equipment works, the physics, the pressures, and everything. So it's pretty cool. Of course, I like to
Yeah,
know. I like to know how things work anyway.
college you would have to do it, figure out refreshing through the mirrors and put multiple mirrors together, and all the focal
Yeah.
points and all that. Yeah, it can get complicated quick.
Oh yeah. Well, and of course, I teach the science of diving, the dive theory, and all of that. But it still fascinates me because there's stuff out there that on the recreational end I know, but when we get into the technical realm of it, it's I know it's just a continuation. You just have to figure a little bit more, but kudos to those guys because I haven't mastered that far yet. Oh goodness. Let's see here. So yeah, but can you imagine that world's deepest dive on scuba, 33 atmospheres down?
You know, given the gas mixes aside, I mean, you'd probably breathe the whole tank in one breath.
I, you know, you're talking, that's 33 times the normal pressure,
Okay,
that we're
so
used to breathing at.
500 psi has been compressed down higher than that. Yeah.
Uh, Shoot. I mean, I wonder if there's any thermoclines down there.
I I imagine you get to a point and it's just cold.
Oh yeah, yeah, I will agree. All right, Dad says 414.5. So is my math off? Now I'm gonna have to
So let's
redo this.
say the atom's sitting compressed in the tank. Let's take that off. So
The
you're
what?
breathing 400 psi. And there's 3,000 in your tank. Let's say the atoms in the tank don't change. That's a big.
That,
It ain't gonna happen.
oh yeah.
So that's one, two, three, four, maybe six breaths on a 3,000 psi tank.
It's not many. It's not many. All right, so just a little bit of quick scuba knowledge for you guys who may not know this. Of course, like I said a while ago, you've got 14.7 psi per atmosphere. So every 33 feet, you have to add 14.7 psi to the pressure. So what I've done is I've taken, since it was 1,090 feet, I've taken uh, hold on, I gotta think. Remember how I done this. 0.445, which is the amount of pressure per foot, and I have times that by 1,090, and I come up with 485.05. So, and then I've also done it the other way at 14.7 times
It's long.
33, and I get 485.1.
I'm thinking of all the air cavities that we don't even worry about.
Well,
How do you blast them?
in recreational, we're not going any deeper than, usually between 100 and 130. Of course, 130 is your maximum recreational. So when you look at it, it's four times four times the recreational limits as far as pressure goes, something like that. Let's see. I have to figure this stuff out. 8 times. I'm sorry. 8 times the
Too much
normal
math.
recreational limits. So
Too
that's
much math.
pushing. That's a
I
lot
didn't
of
say
pressure,
I was a
JoJo.
smart engineer. I'm one of those dumb engineers. Too much math.
Well, I mean, the just the calculations on it, and a dive like that has to uh take years to
Oh yeah.
plan and to nail down. Uh, Mike says, "Isn't air 14.1?" No, it's 14.7. So
Goggles.
goggles. You're 6/10 of a psi off. So calibrate your gauge there a little bit. uh, Dad says, "Did you say 35?" No, 33 atmospheres, because 1,090 feet uh, divided by 33 is 33.030303 infinity. So it's actually 33 atmospheres down. Not 33 meters, 33 atmospheres. So, still, that's a long way down.
That is.
I mean, I'm sitting here trying to imagine what would it look like at that depth, because would you have any light?
Black.
Number one,
Black.
that's kind of I don't know that natural light will, you know, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't remember what depth the Twilight Zone starts at. That's
Uh,
pretty much where no more ambient light gets.
Mike says I'm going to stop typing now. Well, at least when we ask you this weekend, what is one atmosphere of pressure? At least now you know. The deco times would be crazy. I Yeah. It
Okay,
almost.
so the twilight zone start is between 200 to 1,000 meters. So roughly 650 to 3,350 feet.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty much in that phase where you ain't getting much light at all, if any.
Yeah. Well, and I was just sitting here trying to see. It doesn't tell me where it was done, who done it. It just says the deepest dive record is more than 1,000 feet. The record stands at 1,090 feet. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. The deco time would be crazy.
Oh yes.
We're talking about the saturation divers that's been weeks in a deco chamber.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. This dive had to be done closed circuit. It had to be
Yeah,
to
had to be.
closed circuit with bailouts. I mean, you've seen that meme on Facebook where it has the diver with like 20 tanks attached to him. That's kind of what I'm envisioning here. To do this
I
dive.
mean, your safety line all the way to the bottom will just be tank after tank after tank.
Oh yeah. Well, especially if they're 80s. You'd have to have a tank staged every like 10 foot. Up
Yeah, I mean, it'll
until.
just be bundles of tanks. As soon as you get one to one, you're on your next one.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wished I had the time to sit and calculate all of this because that would be interesting to see, or at least find the article on this particular dive to be able to see what what all was used. How many tanks did the guy have? Was he on open? Was he on rebreather? Just some of the technical aspects of it. All right, so Dad says 33 atmospheres equals 155.1 psi. I don't think that's right. I honestly don't. Uh, because you've got 14.7. Well, 33 atmospheres. Hold on. He might be. I don't know. All right, so 33 atmospheres times 14.7 per atmosphere. I'm still getting 485. So I don't know. And when I do per foot, the 0.445, and I times that by 1,090, which 1,090 feet, I'm getting 485. So both ways, I'm getting 485. JoJo, have you tried the math?
I have not, but I can.
I mean, let's see. What he say? One. Let me look at here. 155 divided by 14.7. That would be 10 atmospheres, roughly.
485.1. What I got?
485.1.
Yep.
See, I'm getting 485 too. So 14.7 times 33. 14.7 times 33. Yeah, 485 is what I'm getting.
Yep. We had mentioned about Chex Exley on here. Of course, if you're not familiar with him and his record breaking,
Yeah.
apparently he did do 1,000 feet on an
Uh,
open circuit.
was it 1,000 or 950? I don't
Well,
know.
his depth was at 1,000 anyway.
Well, you know what? Let's just pull this up here real quick. Du-du-du-du-du-du. He's even got his own wiki page. Sweet.
Yeah, that's what I pulled up was his wiki page.
uh, Okay, while attempting. Okay, so he died at age 45 while attempting to descend to a depth of over 1,000 feet in a freshwater cenote. Um, let's see. His wrist mount computer read a maximum depth of 906 feet. So, and it says that his death could not be determined. Uh, says could include causes could include stress, exacerbation of the narcotic effect of nitrogen, which okay, nitrogen narcosis. I mean, you know, you're definitely in the at risk range when you get that deep.
Yeah, and
So,
again, not much knowledge is known about gas mixes and how they affect the body.
oh yeah,
I know
uh,
it's calculated. These tech divers do it 200 feet and able to calculate how narc they want to be on that dive.
yeah. Now, according to this, Exley was the first person in the history of technical scuba diving to dive below 800 foot. So, 800 foot, and then upon his death, his wrist computer showed a maximum depth of 906 feet. So, I mean, and that was in 1940 or 1994. Yeah.
That's what his
So,
death was, yes.
yeah, 1994 is when he attempted to dive over 1,000 feet. Now, I don't know who has it now. I will look that up real quick. Let's see. The world's deepest dive on open circuit, 1,090 feet. So it is on open circuit, not closed circuit. So, world's deepest dive on open circuit stands at 332.35 meters or 1,090 feet. It was undertaken by Ahmed Gab Gabar. I hope I said that right. In Dahab in the Red Sea, September of 2014. After nearly a decade of preparation. So, almost 10 years to plan this dive. The descent took only 15 minutes. The ascent lasted 13 hours, 35 minutes. Took him 15 minutes to get down there and 13 and a half hours to get back up.
Oh, jeez. I think you're cold
No joke. Wonder if he had a
and
venture heated
hungry.
vest.
Probably pretty thirsty, drink or going through all that dry air.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Now, that's pretty interesting, though, that was on open circuit. Like I said, I hadn't. It just popped up. It didn't say if it was open, closed. Uh, but yeah, that seems to be the world record at this moment. 2014. He's a 41-year-old Egyptian, 1,090 feet on open circuit. Man. All right, so
Kind
I
of makes
guess
you wonder if you could get a peek of his planning log on how he did
what
that.
you 10 years worth of research and preparation. I mean, that's serious planning right there for one dive.
Mhm.
10 years. I would like to, and I think I'll do that at points this week when I have a little bit of free time. Is go back and research and see if I can find more information. Excuse me, because it would be interesting to know how many tanks he went through, how they had it set up and staged, and all that. I mean, 1,000 feet. That's pretty deep.
Yeah, that is deep. I
So,
definitely couldn't handle something like that.
So yeah, I know Dad's deepest dive. He put it up here. It's 242 feet, and I remember him and an instructor made that dive in the Bahamas, and their ascent was 3 hours and 10 minutes. So it took them a while to get back up. So well, all right. Well, JoJo, it looks like we got just a couple of minutes left. This has been a fun episode. I've really enjoyed, getting to research that there because that's pretty interesting. Uh, so, do you have any last thoughts or final thoughts for us for tonight?
Hopefully everybody's staying warm and enjoying. I imagine everybody's on the Google machine right now, looking up check X sleep. Check X sleep.
Check Exley.
uh,
Yeah, and whoever
but,
done the winter dance, please stop.
but
No
it's
more winter
so
dance.
entertaining, fun, learning a little bit. Yeah, I always love doing this.
Oh yeah, always a fun time. I mean, you may have already known some of these facts, you may not have, but we're just diving into all things scuba, and if you don't learn something, then
Might
everybody
know
can
the
learn
first
something.
one, but we
Huh?
always ask questions to get us to the second one. So,
That's right. Yep, that's right. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us again this week. It's always a pleasure to get on here and talk about scuba topics, whether it's news and information about the park, things like the world's record dive, and some of the physics, physiology. Uh, you know, it's always a great time to be able to jump on here and be able to talk all things scuba with not just JoJo, my co-host here, but all of you guys who are watching. We look forward to seeing you guys back here next Monday night. We'll jump into some more of the Chex Exley story and this guy here, this Ahmad, who has the world's record right now, because I am interested in seeing how much air he used, and just some of the little aspects of it, because I mean, there's a lot of questions in my head. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in with us. We started this back in 2020 as a way during the pandemic we could all get together and chit chat about our favorite sport, scuba diving. And it's kind of grown into Monday nights we get together and chit chat about scuba. So, anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to catch us here next week, right here on the Penny Royal Divers Group, Monday Night Safety Stop. If you don't have Facebook, you can catch us on the YouTube channel, pennyroyalscuba.com. JoJo, until next time, we'll catch you guys Monday Night Safety Stop. Everybody have a good rest of your week. All right.